Is this the move that finally gives the Lakers the dominant big man they've been chasing for years? Or is it just another wait-and-see moment in a franchise that seemed more flashes of promise than long-term stability at the center? Position? Because let's be honest, purple and gold fans have been through a roller coaster of big men drama, from the yo-yo of Dwight Howard, the injury-plagued battles of DeMarcus Cousins, to even the ups and downs with Anthony Davis himself. So when the news broke that DeAndre Ayton, fresh off a rough patch with the Blazers and entering a crucial contract year, was signing with the Lakers for basically a bargain in $8 million 1 year deal with a player option, many are understandably buzzing, but also bracing themselves. Welcome back to Lakers News Fan Report, where raw truths collide with purple and gold passion. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so your heart never misses a beat. Now, here's what we know, and why this seemingly straightforward signing might actually be the seismic shakeup we didn't know we needed. Universal consensus? This looks like a smart move for the Lakers, and that rarely happens with big signing announcements around here. The rationale is crisp. Before Ayton, the Lakers didn't really have a reliable starting caliber big who could consistently control the paint. Jackson Hayes? Not many folks buy that. And with a D's health a perennial question mark, the big man spot still needed a legit upgrade. Ayton, coming off the buyout market at a low financial commitment, is almost unheard of for someone with his pedigree. But here's the twist. The real fox in the henhouse isn't just a cheap contract. It's the landscape that Ayton is stepping into, a lineup loaded with playmakers that he sorely lacked in Portland. Remember, Portland's offense wasn't exactly screaming, surround our center with creative shot creators. But now, we're talking Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Austin Reeves guys who make magic with their passing and court vision. The scenarios for pick and rolls, lob feeds, and open rim opportunities are so much richer. This isn't just a potential upgrade, a small revolution for Ayton's role and impact. And that's the sticking point. Ayton is in a contract year. A contract year that comes after some significant financial roller coasters. He made north of $34 million last season, fresh off a mammoth $100 million plus deal. So that $8 million player option, yeah, probably not something he locks in on. History suggests he's gunning the vault back to a much bigger payday. And if his past contract year performance is any signal, the Lakers may be getting the best version of DeAndre Ayton yet. Flashback to the 2021-22 season, when Ayton put up 17.2 points in just under 30 minutes per game. That's a jaw-dropping 21 points per 36 minutes. He shot over 63% from the field, the highest efficiency of his career, topping 60% shooting while scoring 15 points for the first time. He wasn't just padding stats, he was impactful on both ends. During the playoffs that year, he maintained nearly 64% shooting and upped his output to 18 points per game on limited minutes, pulled down 9 boards, and showed a defensive presence. That translated to a plus 0.6 defensive BPM, his career best. The Suns were a nearly 10-point better team with him on the floor that postseason, which is no small feat. But here's the detail no one's talking about. That peak season coincided perfectly with his contract year. Coincidence? Probably not. The intensity, the hunger to prove worth, was palpable in his play. Now, fast forward to Ayton's Lakers chapter as he enters his age 27 season. What's his ceiling here? Is that vintage contract year Ayton replicable? My take? Absolutely. But here's the nuance. I'm not obsessing over just those point totals. Whether he averages 12 or 18 points is less critical than whether he's committed to both ends of the floor, grabs rebounds left and right, and embraces the third or fourth offensive option role behind Luka, LeBron, and Austin. That's been a major sticking point for big men in the past here. The ego of I have to be the guy. Ayton, though, he's shown signs of being okay with playing next to superstars without needing to dominate the ball. And that chemistry is priceless. Efficiencies from that Phoenix season, that's the real goal. We all know Chris Paul, arguably the best pick-and-roll playmaker ever, facilitated that success in Phoenix. But let's not undersell Luka Doncic and LeBron James. They're elite pass masters in their own right and will present Ayton with plenty of open, high-percentage looks under the rim, hopefully pushing his shooting efficiency back up towards that 60% mark or better. Contrast that with his time in Portland, where, according to advanced metrics, Ayton had an abysmal teammate playmaking grade NF in both 2023-24 and 24-25 seasons. That's heaped on top of coming from a team historically starved for quality creator around the basket. Moving into the Lakers system, surrounded by Marcus Smart, Austin Reeves, and the newly added Gabe Vincent and Rui Hachimura, puts him in a vastly better spot to succeed. Now, beyond scoring and playmaking, the real game changer for the Lakers might be Ayton's rebounding. This is where the Lakers have been painfully exposed ever since Anthony Davis's injuries started stacking up. Jackson Hayes offered hustle, but never that dominant rebound edge, and after Davis left, the gap was glaring. Ayton consistently averages 10 rebounds, a game or more, a trait he's never dropped below in his 7-year NBA career. During that 21-22 contract year, he hauled in 10.2 rebounds per game in 29.5 minutes, translating to 12.5 per 36 minutes, along with nearly 4 offensive boards per 36. That kind of glass-clearing dominance helps seal possessions, kickstarts second-chance opportunities, and drains opponents' morale. Post-All-Star break last season, the Lakers allowed their opponents near the 9th most offensive rebounds per game in the league. Over 11.5, a stat that painfully manifested in the playoffs with Rudy Gobert feasting on their defensive glass. Ayton is the antidote to that plague and could reshape both the pace and physicality of the Lakers' defensive identity. Speaking of defense, here's a topic that's often overlooked in Ayton's game. Yes, the man doesn't lead the league in blocks, averaging at best about 1.5 per game back in 2019 to 2020. And since then hovering closer to 1.2 blocks a night. He's not the game-winning rim protector we all dream of, but the magic lies in his defensive versatility. He's mobile at 7 feet and roughly 250 pounds. When locked in, he's shown the ability to switch on guards and bigs, something the Lakers desperately need to counter today's positionless, pick-and-roll heavy offenses. Traditional drop coverage? Not Ayton's groove anymore. He brings a defensive IQ that allows the scheme to morph more switching, less grounding and drop coverage, maybe even some zone looks sprinkled in. This flexibility gives J.J. Redick and the Lakers coaching staff more chess pieces to work with. And that tactical adaptability, it's exactly what could elevate Ayton's value, not just for this season, but for his upcoming free agency. Payday. The Lakers front office, always savvy with moves that balance risk and reward, clearly saw the upside of adding a young, still just 27, hungry big man with upside and a chip on his shoulder. And let's not forget the broader context. The Western Conference arms race isn't slowing down. The Nuggets, Warriors, Clippers, they're all assembling pieces. And the Lakers need to keep pace or risk falling into the forgettable, fringe playoff cluster. Adding Ayton gives the Lakers a legitimate frontcourt upgrade without mortgaging their future or sacrificing cap space for expensive, risky, long-term deals. But here's the million-dollar question. Can Ayton reclaim that career-best form here in L.A.? Can this one-year contract, this prove-it campaign, be the catalyst that launches him and the Lakers into a new era? History says there's reason to be hopeful. Last time Ayton faced a contract year, it was the peak of his career. And with his new cast of stars creating space and feeding him easy buckets, the stage is set. There's still uncertainty, sure. Injuries, chemistry, defensive consistency, these are the wild cards. But as a lifelong Lakers believer, I can't help but feel we're on the edge of something massive. This isn't just another signing. It's potentially the keystone in a championship. Puzzle that the purple and gold have been piecing together since the Showtime days, through the Shaq-Kobe dynasties, the Pau Gasol championship runs, and even the 2020 bubble triumph. The big question now is, will DeAndre Ayton step up and solidify himself as that missing ingredient, or will this deal turn into yet another footnote in the Lakers' storied quest for frontline dominance? Is this the move that launches a new Lakers era, or the gamble that haunts us for years? Drop your unfiltered takes in the comments. I'll be right there, heart in hand. Time to crank the intensity up, because what just went down could spark the kind of madness that rewrites purple and gold history. Smash that like button, subscribe, and slam that notification bell, because the fallout from this Lakers shakeup promises to send shockwaves through the Western Conference, and you don't want to miss a single moment. As the dust settles from the latest front office decisions, the real question crushing every Lakers heartbeat is, can this iteration of the squad really coexist under the weight of championship expectations, or are we hurtling toward a fracture that might shatter the fragile alliance between LeBron and AD? The chessboard is set with LeBron's veteran savvy clashing against Anthony Davis' elite but injury-prone frame. And now the supporting cast must pick sides or perish in obscurity. What if the mid-season tweaks of the rotation actually dismantle the delicate chemistry that fueled the team's playoff surge last year? Remember, this isn't just any roster. This is a living legacy tracing back to Showtime Lakers' fiery feuds and Kobe's relentless battles. And every misstep echoes through the history of those who've worn the purple and gold with pride and pain. The West is tightening like a noose. Phoenix, Denver, Golden State, they're all circling with hungry eyes, ready to exploit even the smallest crack in the Lakers' armor. But here's the part nobody's talking about. There's a growing rumor inside the league that the front office might pull off an audacious midseason blockbuster, one that could mean sacrificing key veterans or essential role players to unleash a new scoring dynamo or defensive stalwart. Could this be the very gamble that either reignites the championship flame or burns the team beyond repair? The idea is wild, but we've seen stranger moves before. 2010 era Lakers fans remember when a midseason acquisition turned the tides, but also how quick those dominoes fell when off-court drama took center stage. Tactical shifts are looming. To imagine coach weaving new lineups to cover for AD's fragile health, while still maximizing LeBron's court vision, or turning to unexpected bench heroes to fill the glaring gaps on defense and perimeter shooting. How will players like D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves respond under this intense pressure? The playoff picture sharpens by the day, and every game feels like a must-win. Hold on to seeding and momentum, especially with emerging foes in Memphis and New Orleans playing spoiler roles nobody anticipated just months ago. The ripple effect this could have on the Lakers' legacy is monstrous. Do they double down on veteran savvy and risk running out of gas in June? Or lean into youth and volatility, gambling on future growth at the expense of present glory? This tightrope walk is a reflection of every era that came before the glory, the heartbreak, the lingering questions of what could have been if decisions went differently. As a Lakers fan, I can feel the weight of history pressing on this very moment, that electric pulse where everything could explode into something legendary or implode into chaos. Are we witnessing the rebirth of a dynasty forged in fire, or the first fracture in a once indomitable legacy? This season hangs perilously in the balance, and every second feels charged with potential and peril. Drop your raw takes in the comments. I'll be right there with you, riding every twist and turn of this wild ride where hope and heartbreak are just one play away.